My name's Sonya Stanley. I'm an accredited practicing dietitian with the Dietitians Association of Australia. The new Australian Dietary Guidelines were released earlier this year in February 2013. The Dietary Guidelines gives 5 clear guidelines as to the types of foods that people should be eating every day for good health. And then there's a new pictorial Australian Guide to Healthy Eating, which shows the proportions of food that we need every day for good health. The guidelines are based on over 55,000 peer-reviewed studies that were incorporated with expert review. So teachers who are using the Australian Guide to Healthy Eating as the basis for their nutrition studies know that they're using the best available scientific evidence in their teaching. So to introduce the dietary guidelines, there are 5 guidelines with the new Australian Guide to Healthy Eating. Guideline number 1 is around achieving and maintaining a healthy weight. Children and adolescents need to eat nutritious foods to grow and develop normally, and there's a particular focus on whole grains or eating more whole grains and drinking less sugar-sweetened beverages for children. Guideline number 2 encourages children to enjoy a wide variety of nutritious foods. In the new dietary guidelines, there's an increased focus on different coloured fruit and vegetables to get all the nutrients we need, as well as still including grain foods, a focus on lean meat and alternatives. And guideline number 3 encourages children and families to limit their intake of foods containing saturated fat, added salt, added sugars and alcohol. There's an update to advise families on which fats are particularly unhealthy, so ones to exclude from their diet. And the new guidelines also have stronger wording around sugar-sweetened drinks and reducing these. Guideline number 4 encourages breastfeeding, which should be supported and promoted both in schools and in the community. And guideline number 5 encourages families to care for their food, prepare and store it safely. For teachers looking for additional resources, they should look at Food Standards Australia and New Zealand for extra information and resources around food safety and handling. Foods which have been left off the plate include discretionary foods, or what was previously known as extra foods. There's a wider variety of foods that have been indicated in this group, including sports drinks and energy drinks, for which there's zero requirement as part of a healthy diet. The new Australian Dietary Guidelines also includes a new plate. There's the same core food groups that are pictured, but in slightly different proportions. And there's a number of guides that teachers can refer to, which outline the different range of food groups that are recommended. There's a range of new resources that are available in conjunction with the new dietary guidelines. This includes an educator's guide, which is suitable for both primary and secondary school teachers. There's also some information on the eatforhealth.gov.au website, which includes consumer resources, the educator's guide, as well as order forms for some colourful classroom posters with the Eat for Health message.